All right, this is the day we claim our blessings. This is the day that we let go of everything that stands in the way of our perfect happiness and our highest good. Does that sound good to you? Yes. All right, then let this day be the day. Amen. I like the Dolores. You're looking good, sister. Woo! Wow, she's claiming her blessings. That's another perk, of claiming your blessings. You start looking better. You start looking really good. Those blessings start coming all over you, and you put it on like a new suit and walk it around town. I'm claiming my blessings today. Amen. So it's been said that nothing is lacking in the universe. We are surrounded by eternal divine love. And all the substance of the universe it's all ours. When I go out at night and look up into the stars and I see all of those stars and I imagine all the galaxies and I feel all the wonder of this earth and all of the spiritual energies, I say, all of this is mine. I don't have to do anything. It's already been given to me. It is already part of me, and I am part of the universe. I don't have to earn it. It's what I am. And that really brings me back home to knowing that we are all blessed. That this whole universe is yours. You own it. It's yours to do with what you want. So there's nothing lacking in the universe. The only thing that's lacking is our awareness. The awareness of our good that's all around us and within us. And so that's what we work on. That's what our spiritual path is about, increasing our awareness, because that's the only thing that could possibly be blocked. It's not that it's lacking, it's just blocked. We all have the capacity for greater awareness. We all have the capacity to grow our awareness and to extend more and to be more and to be the unique expression of the divine that we were created to be. The greatest tool we have in removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence is forgiveness. One of the primary goals of A Course in Miracles is to teach us how to remove those blocks. And that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to have a workshop later about it. Removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence right here, right now. We're going to be learning how to increase the awareness and to focus our minds on the truth, on our highest good. To focus our heart on the truth is to focus on love's presence. But in order to do that, we have to remove what's blocking the way. What's blocking the way is always a story about ourselves. For when we don't forgive someone else, we don't realize that we're telling a story about ourselves. We're holding ourselves in that place that we're holding the other person. So the jailer, which we are when we're not forgiving, has to stand guard over his prisoner and make sure that he is in that little role, in that little definition where you placed him. And it's usually a situation or a condition that's in your mind that you're replaying. Like one particular event, perhaps, in your life that you go back to. You forget all the other events. You forget all the blessings that are coming to you now and that were given you before. One of the definitions of forgiveness in A Course in Miracles is to remember only the loving thoughts that were given you in the past and those that you gave. All the rest must be forgiven and let go. And therefore, they don't have the effect on you anymore. What tends to happen is you let that one grievance block all of your blessings and all the good that is coming to you right now. You're not aware of it, even though it's there. So today we're going to be doing this workshop after the service. It's something that Lily and I developed. We've developed 7 workshops together over the past 5 years. And I was reminded last night when we were working on upgrading, to the 2021 model of the forgiveness workshop, that we had a wonderful, I will call it collaboration together, called Miracle Encounters. This is what we did before I was hired here, and we continue to do it once in a while. But it's called Miracle Encounters. We did workshops, retreats, online classes, personal coaching and counseling. We still do it with a lot of people in South America online. Sometimes we have over 120 or 140 people on a Zoom call when we teach the Course in Miracles in English and Spanish. So Miracle Encounters still lives, and we're doing it today, this afternoon. We haven't done a workshop here in a while. And so the process of the forgiveness workshop really led us to our own point of forgiveness. It led me to the point where I was blocking the awareness of love's presence. So here's the story of how these workshops unfolded. It's a great story. When we moved to the Cape, we didn't have enough money to rent our own place or buy a place. So we moved in with my mom. And she was happy to have us around. She could tell me to fix everything in her house. She had somebody to mow the lawn and shovel the snow. And promptly we had a 3-foot snowstorm. And you should have seen Lily shoveling the snow. All you could see was the top of her hat and the shovel. The snow was that high. It was amazing. Welcome to the USA. She was born in Colombia. There's no snow down there. So anyway, we're at my mom's house and we're developing these workshops in the basement. We had an office in the basement. And guess what happened? The two of us from different cultures, speaking different languages, from completely different frequencies of energy, get together and try to work together in a small space in the middle of the winter in Cape Cod. Any of you guys experienced cabin fever before? Well, anyway, all of our forgiveness issues came up. So guess what? We decided, let's do it. Let's practice each exercise of our workshop. Let's practice what we preach. We have nowhere to go anyway. There's 3 feet of snow out there. So we started to do the exercises thoroughly and slowly and authentically with each other. And we had such a healing, such a beautiful, deep healing. But it didn't just happen between us. We realized the love that we have for each other, which was pretty easy. But we healed all the deeper issues that we carried with us for all these years. We began to heal those issues. It's not that it's just done all of a sudden, but it's something that we work on consistently every day of every year. And that's why we're so happy, because we keep releasing things as they come up. So we also found out that if we forgive one person, we're forgiving all of them. So we worked, really, I would say, intensively on how do I release this person to their highest good. Not just, oh, you did something to me and now I'm so great I forgive you. No, it's really honestly wishing them well. It's honestly seeing beyond the story. So if we can see beyond the story, what happens is that we're using the tool of forgiveness to open up the awareness to our happiness. We're blocking our happiness only by grievances, only by our story of how we're holding those folks out, so-called out there folks, in that past story. It's just one little segment of time that we're holding. What about all the rest? Aren't they children of God also? Shouldn't you give them the opportunity to change and to grow? I know that I've changed and grown over the years. I know that I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago or 5 years ago or last year or last week or even last night. That I'm getting more and more aware of my whole divine self, and more comfortable living in that self. The problem is we're too comfortable living in our separate ego identities. And so what do? We tend to defend that identity. And how do I do that? By making you separate from me. I create an other. And I'm already out of oneness. I'm already out of our connection with God in the universe because I've made you something other than me. And this is what we're healing, is that sense that there's someone else other than us. They're not exactly the same as us. That don't have the exact amount of God in them as we do in us. The amount of divine energy and substance in them as we do in us. An exact same amount. So I invite you all to stick around afterwards because we are sure that this workshop has some elements in it that will help you to remove the blocks to the awareness of love's presence. We've practiced it. We continue to do it. We've done it in many Unity churches across the East Coast, and I brought it to a few other groups, and we've done it in Colombia. We've done it here and there. It works. Everyone that's done this work, who honestly does the work, has experienced the miracle of removing the blocks that they were holding in themselves. So, where do we start with this? Where we start is with our thoughts. The Buddha said we are shaped by our thoughts. I didn't know you were going to be here today. So, somebody out there told me to get this quote in there. So, he said, we are shaped by our thoughts. We become what we think. What you're thinking is being encoded in the cells of your body, and you are representing your thoughts. You are representing your beliefs. You're representing how you're interacting with the universe and what you feel. That's what you become. You become what you think. So when your mind is pure, when your mind has been cleansed, then pure joy follows you like a shadow that never leaves. You are walking around in an aura of joy. You are walking around in an energy field of peace and joy. And everybody can feel it. When you walk in the room, I don't even have to look at you. When you are carrying around that joy, I feel it. I know it's there. And that's what we need. That's the thing the world needs. I'm going to tell you right now, that's the missing ingredient. Everyone's trying to save the world. The world doesn't need to be saved. You do. But only from your own thoughts, your own negative thinking, your own beliefs that we are separate. And that by attacking another, you'll be okay. That you're going to get what you want by attacking someone else's ideas. It's never true. Because you're just now in that attack and defense situation. How do we get out of that? Forgiveness. Forgiveness is the key to happiness. So, conversely, when your mind is clouded, when it's not pure, or I would say in a high vibration of recognition of love, then your mind is clouded by the past. Happiness and sorrow, they come and go like the wind. So, I'm happy today. The next day, you're depressed. You know, what happened? I was so happy yesterday. I don't know what happened. Just go back to what you were thinking. Then that should hold the clue to why you're depressed. So, when your mind is clouded by all of these thoughts, then happiness and sorrow, they just come and go. They're not under your control anymore. They're like the changing winds. And doubt and uncertainty, those are the things that you can expect to return again and again to overshadow your joy. And many of you even think, well, that's life. I heard that all the time growing up. Well, that's life. You're going to have some sorrow, you're going to have some joy. But Nowhere was I taught that I was in control of that by the activity of my thinking, my feeling, and my beliefs. Unity teaches that. That's the third principle, that everything in the manifest realm is created by our thoughts, our beliefs, and our feelings. Wow! What a revelation! Because that's the only realm I control. That's where my power is. What I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, what I choose to think, feel, and believe. Oh, I can change my thoughts. I can certainly remove the blocks to the awareness of love's presence, and then I will feel something different. I am in control of what I feel, because what I feel comes from what I'm thinking and what I believe. I can change my beliefs. We think that our beliefs are fashioned by the world, only if we let it. If we're addicted to the news, we go home and the first thing we do is turn on that television. First thing we do is, what's going on out there in the world? What's going on with the politics? I always get bad news. I turn on the TV. It's like, oh, geez, same thing. Never changed. I don't think it's changed in the last 50, 60 years that I've been watching TV. Well, at the end of the news, Carolyn tells me, if you watch PBS, at the end of the news, they have a good story. So I watched it. And the good story lasted 30 seconds. They try to do that on all the stations now. They give you 30 minutes of bad news and 30 seconds of good news. I mean, this is a raw deal. I don't like this very much. I think I'm going back to meditating. That's good news all the time. Because no news is good news. When I'm in meditation, I don't get any news about the world. All I'm getting is the pure vibration of love. I'm in the awareness of love's presence. When I'm praying, I'm not giving God the bad news. How many of you pray, you get down on your knees, oh God, please help me. I'm sick. I don't have any money. My friend's got in a car accident. I got a bad hip. I don't know. That's telling God the bad news. I want to affirm the good news. Oh, I see a new hip. I'm walking on the beach with my new hip. Oh, I see the right and perfect employment unfolding for me. I see the right and perfect relationship for me. I see my finances absolutely solid. And I see my relationships working 100% of the time. I have all that I need at all times because the universe is providing freely to me. So I freely receive. I let go of my grievances of everyone that I've ever held the resentment towards, and I accept forgiveness for them and me right now. Now that's an affirmative prayer. And that's the style of prayer that we are practicing. And I know it takes a little shift of our consciousness, a shift in direction. But think of it in those simple terms. I'm tired of telling the universe the bad news. I want to receive the good news. And it doesn't take long if you get into a meditative state of mind to really begin to visualize the truth and the good news. And you begin to tell yourself the good news. And we get together on Thursday nights and we tell each other the good news. For an hour, that's all we do. We tell each other the good news. Amen. Do you know that's what the gospel actually means? The good news. That's what gospel means. So that's what this is supposed to be all about. The good news. So here's a question. Why do we prefer our judgments, our grievances, our pain, and our past over our present happiness? No one is blocking the awareness of love and joy except ourselves. The question is not that. Why would you block yourself from your highest good? Why do you prefer the past over your present happiness? The answer is simple, and it might surprise you. You don't want to forgive. You do not want to let them go. You do not. You think by holding them in that prison of your judgment, they did this to me, is going to save you. It's going to give you the happiness that you want. How could it? If you're saying they did something to me, aren't you vulnerable? Aren't you weak? Aren't you affected by it? You're telling yourself, I cannot overcome this. But that's not what I learned. In positive Christianity, I learned that I can do all things through Christ within me that strengthens me. Not Christ another person, Christ within me. The light, the divinity in me. I can overcome all things and do all things. And in fact, I can see all things as a blessing. As something that's teaching me of my higher good. My highest good. What did this come to teach me? That's what we were learning last week. What has this come to teach me? Because it's just pushing me off of my old spot that I've been defending. So let me learn the lesson now. Let me forgive and learn the lesson now. We're holding on to our judgments, our grievances, our pain, and our past for a reason. We think it gives us what we want. But if you go home, you sit with yourself, ask yourself, am I really happy thinking these thoughts, holding these judgments, keeping this past alive? Am I really happy? Is it really giving me what I want? Am I walking around in a cloud of joy? That's the only thing blocking your joy. It's your judgments. And you're holding on to your story of the past. Yes, it might have hurt you greatly at that time, but it was brought to you to bring you further along on your path. It's over. Just remember that. The first thing to remember in forgiveness is whatever I'm not forgiving, it's already over. So I can't do anything about it. But I can tell a new story right now. We're gonna watch a video, and part of it is I can't go back and change the past, but I can rewrite the story right now and change what I experience in the future. I'm not going to drag that past with me into the future and create another situation that's the same. So this is really, I feel, the greatest single practice that we can have in this day is forgiveness. I really feel that it is the answer to healing the divide within us and within our society. You equate forgiveness. This is another reason you don't want to forgive. You equate forgiveness with weakness instead of strength. Those who forgive are strong, not weak. You think it's surrender. It's not. It's, here I am. I'm still standing. Whatever life threw at me, it was for my good. It was for my benefit. Oh, I don't like that because I experienced a lot of pain and suffering. I'm still standing. I experienced a lot of pain and suffering too. But it's over. It's not here now. I can live in the here and the now. Starting right here, right now, extending forever. It's possible. It really is. It really is possible that I can walk around with that cloud of joy following me like a shadow that never leaves. It's an aura. It's an energy. Why do you think they covered all the holy men with the energy? In the pictures and the paintings and the photos, they always have this aura coming from around their head. It's because that is the cloud of joy. That aura around the holy men, the masters. That's the cloud of joy. Their mind is pure. Their energy is extending from them in such a great vibration that you can actually see it. If you care to look. You can actually feel it. And you can actually do it yourself if you want to. If all you have to do is remove the blocks. to the awareness of that light. It's not something magical. It's very simple. It's forgiveness. Forgiveness is the key to my happiness because it's something I can do to clear my mind. It's something I can do to create that aura around me. It's something that I can do. I can clear my mind. I can clear my thoughts, my heart, and my whole energy field. I can do that. You can do that. That's something you can do. And nobody can stop you from doing it if it's your choice. That's the cool thing about it. It's my mind. I can think what I want in there. I can think that you're a holy, perfect, magnificent creation of a magnificent creator. And that you're unfolding your magnificence, whether you like it or not. It's just a matter of how fast we're doing it, in what degree, and what's comfortable for you. The universe will never force anything upon you. It's what's comfortable for you, what you can receive, what you can experience as your own transformation of mind. Yeah. Are you ready? Are you ready for the next step? Are you ready for more? Are you ready for more light, more love, more awareness of love's presence in every situation? Well, here we go. This is what we're doing today. The practice of forgiveness is our most important contribution to the healing of the world. This is Marianne Williamson. I actually have it on a little flyer. I framed that. And I put it back here. I bring it into our prayer meetings. Sometimes we pray for the box over here. And I put it in the prayer room. Forgiveness is our most important contribution. We're contributing to the healing of everyone in the world. We're praying for everyone with the same passion that we would pray for our loved ones. We pray for everyone with that same passion and that same confidence that they can unfold the God within them. And that makes me really, really happy. Because otherwise, they're never going to heal. They're always going to be this way or that way. And they're going to have to do something, change something, in order for me to be happy. And that's never going to work. But if I change my own thinking, then I'm making a real contribution to the healing of this world. If we want to continue as a species, now I'm getting very existential here, but I think this is an important time. We're at an existential crossroads with the climate crisis, the extinction, the sixth major extinction that's unfolding as we sit here today. You know it's happening, but many of us want to deny it. Many of us want to deny it because we won't forgive. Things are changing. Things have to change. The consciousness of humanity has to change. So if we're going to continue as a species, we need more than intelligence. We're going to need wisdom. We're going to need forgiveness. We're going to have to forgive. We're going to have to let go of the past. Yes, it's whatever it's been up until now, the game has changed. And we're going to have to change our consciousness. You are the forerunners of that change of consciousness. Really. You're the ones sitting here today. You know you are here for a reason. Because you've chosen to change your consciousness. And you're going to allow others to change theirs as well. Marianne Williamson also said, when you shine your light, you give others permission to shine their light. So that's what we are focusing on, is the change of our consciousness, is the practice of forgiveness, and the acceptance of a wisdom that's not coming from us alone. Intelligence is not going to do it. We have everything we need. We could change our energy sources like that. But we don't forgive. We could change our food sources and how we grow food and how we're affecting the planet like that. We could change our industry like that. But we don't do it because we won't forgive. We won't take the time to see others as ourselves. But today, we want to help you to do that. Today, we want to help you to know that forgiveness is very powerful. And it's happening. And we can focus on that. I want you to turn off the bad news and start telling yourself the good news. That we are shifting our consciousness. We are overcoming these particular lessons that we've been given. Because they're just lessons, my friends. It's just a moment of the evolution of humankind, the evolution of our consciousness. So look at it as a positive thing, that we are shifting our consciousness with passion and with purpose. That was the daily word. With passion and with purpose. I have passion about my purpose here to help you raise your consciousness and accept the good news that forgiveness is the key to our happiness. Thank you so much for being here today. I love you.
You have been watching the message from our Sunday celebration service here at Unity on Cape Cod, providing a positive path for spiritual living. Please join us every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. at 147 Walton Ave, Hyannis, Mass., and visit us online at unityoncapecod.org. This video was made possible in part through a grant from Unity Worldwide Ministries and the Templeton Foundation.